Once upon a time there lived a man named Daniel, a scholar respected for his wisdom and a heart known for its kindness. He was married to Miriam, a woman whose beauty was so radiant it became the talk of their village and beyond. Their marriage was strong, filled with love and laughter, but one void lingered: children. For years Daniel and Miriam prayed for a child, yet none came. The silence of their home weighed heavily on them until one day fate intervened. They adopted a baby boy, an orphan with eyes bright as the morning sun. They named him Nathan, and he quickly became the light of their lives. 2 years after Nathan's arrival, a miracle occurred. Miriam gave birth to a son, whom they named Samuel. Not long after, another blessing followed: Elias. The house was now filled with the laughter of 3 boys, but the unity didn't last long. As the children grew, Miriam's love for Nathan began to wane. She focused her attention on Samuel and Elias, lavishing them with affection while often ignoring or scolding Nathan. At first, Daniel dismissed her behavior as stress from raising 3 children, but soon it became evident that Miriam harbored resentment toward their adopted son. Nathan, despite the cold treatment, remained a bright and resilient boy. He excelled in school, often bringing home awards and accolades. His intelligence shone like a beacon, but instead of pride, Miriam felt jealousy. Samuel and Elias, though loved, struggled academically and often got into trouble. Miriam's jealousy grew into cruelty. She would berate Nathan for the smallest mistakes, deny him privileges, and sometimes force him to do tasks far beyond his age. "You're not even my blood," she once hissed during an argument, words that scarred Nathan's heart. Daniel, however, adored Nathan. He defended the boy against his wife's harshness and tried to shield him from the mounting hostility of his siblings. The bond between Daniel and Nathan deepened, the connection Miriam resented but dared not confront directly. The turning point. Years passed. Nathan graduated high school with honors and earned a scholarship to a prestigious university. Samuel and Elias, on the other hand, began drinking and wasting their days in idleness. Daniel was proud of Nathan's achievements, but his joy was tempered by the deteriorating state of his family. One evening, after an argument with Miriam over her treatment of Nathan, doubts began to gnaw at Daniel's heart. He started to question the paternity of Samuel and Elias. Haunted by suspicion, he secretly took DNA samples and had them tested. When the results arrived, they confirmed his worst fears: Samuel and Elias were not his biological sons. The betrayal crushed him. Daniel confronted Miriam that night, his voice shaking with fury and heartbreak. "How could you?" he demanded, the results trembling in his hands. "All these years, you let me believe they were mine." Miriam, cornered, broke into tears. She admitted to an affair long before their prayers for children were answered. "I was afraid to tell you," she cried. "You were so kind, or so good. I couldn't lose you." The weight of her confession was too much for Daniel. As his chest tightened and pain radiated through his body, he collapsed. By the time the ambulance arrived, it was too late. Daniel was gone. A revelation years later. After Daniel's death, the family spiraled into chaos. Samuel and Elias squandered their inheritance, falling deeper into a life of vice. Miriam was left to grapple with guilt and regret, while Nathan, despite his pain, continued to rise. He graduated from university, built a successful career, and became a man his father would have been proud of. One rainy afternoon, years after Daniel's passing, a woman appeared at Miriam's door. She introduced herself as Evelyn, Nathan's biological mother. Evelyn explained that Daniel was Nathan's real father, the result of a brief but passionate love they shared before his marriage to Miriam. "Daniel and I agreed to keep it a secret," Evelyn confessed, tears streaming down her face. "He wanted to raise Nathan as his son without tarnishing your marriage. He loved you, Miriam. He loved you so much that he sacrificed everything for you." The revelation shattered Miriam. The boy she had mistreated, the one she resented and alienated, was Daniel's own flesh and blood. Overwhelmed by guilt, she sought Nathan's forgiveness. The aftermath. Nathan, now a grown man with a family of his own, listened as Miriam poured out her remorse. Though the wounds ran deep, he forgave her, not for her sake but to honor the memory of the man who had loved him unconditionally. Samuel and Elias, consumed by their own failures, watched as Nathan rebuilt the family's legacy. He restored the home, cared for Miriam in her old age, and ensured that Daniel's memory lived on. Miriam, haunted by her choices, spent her remaining years striving to atone. Though she could never undo the past, she found solace in Nathan's kindness, a reflection of Daniel's unwavering love. And so, the story of Daniel, Miriam, and Nathan became a tale passed down through generations, a reminder of love's sacrifices, the consequences of deceit, and the power of forgiveness to heal even the deepest wounds.